So I guess this is where I'm gonna have to set up camp for now. It's mildly frustrating that they found my place. Hmm. Seems Frost has this large clearing here. I could probably move my stuff here and set up a camp. I don't want to use their resources too long, nor do I want to become too reliant. What I'm gonna have to do though is I'm gonna have to go and replicate the seal used on the library on my old house to prevent anything I leave behind being stolen or any information being taken. Probably should head over to my place now to see if there's anybody still guarding it or if it's completely destroyed. It's probably best to do a toll and damage if it's best case scenario. Rust eradicated them before they even had a chance to do anything. It's hard to keep track of time with in the state I was, so we will see. But let's just get back to my place first.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive? Break the chains and our freedom's ours at stake. Going harder, we are more than numbers. Standing in this hate. Going louder, we are all one color. Standing in their way. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Shadows, shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Going harder. We are more than numbers. Standing in their shade. Going louder. We are all one color. Standing in their way.
Hmm. Seems just as I left it. Might have lucked out on this one. One thing I noticed in the camp in the brief moment I was awake, it didn't look like they had my gear anywhere. So maybe nothing was destroyed from the campsite. These gotta go though, that's for sure. Refuse to have these posted up on my place of residence. Seems my show gear and trophies are still here. Would have thought they would have at least took the Dragonsteel items. After all, they understand the importance of that. Even if they don't understand something like Sea Serpent or New Trade Routes, this is probably that should probably not faulty because if they didn't get to report it, I don't think they're gonna change again. So I'm just gonna take that with me. Might as well not leave it behind. Um, actually, I'll leave this here because I gave Frost a copy, so I don't need to take a second copy there. We, I'll take my key, I'll need it to seal this place and get back here. Dragon steel stuff is honestly just extra weight for me. I don't need to bring that. Trophies, just trophies. This is another entrance I'll have to seal up though. As if I seal up the front, surely they can come down the cliff and hop in here. It's something I'm gonna have to keep aware of when I seal this place. Dining room. There isn't really anything, to be honest, in here to take. Like, there's the ice box here, but it's kind of empty. I suppose that's one of the places that they looted for some extra supplies. Unfortunate. I don't think they breached my vault. Doesn't look like they did. Well, that's good. Then I suppose I can leave this stuff here. There's only a few things that I want to take, actually. I'll box up things like my battle mage armor here in case there's a large scale battle against people using dragon relics. Tide Guardian might be important. I don't know if I'm gonna have to ever fight a naval battle or something in the water. If it does come to it that I have to face them within the water, then it's probably best for me to have the strength of a sea serpent on my side. Maps of surrounding areas only helpful to those residing within this area. After all, it is just a map of my territory, so that can remain there. It's probably best to keep this place sealed. That way it can become essentially a fallback base of operations. If I seal this place, nobody will ever expect me to come back to it. After all, why would you hide out where your enemy knows? Could be a useful place in the future. However, for now, I think I should just begin boxing my stuff up and get ready to get out of here. And there we go. Should be completely sealed. Hopefully that holds up like the library does. I don't know if part of the library's durability was because it was Dreadstone, but one can only hope that this does enough of a job to prevent anybody from intruding upon my former quarters. And I suppose we should seal these up. We have some of my extra tools, just in case if they're needed, along with the Gorgon head. That is going to be important for me to have. Then we have my sea serpent stuff ready for battle, if it comes down to it in the water. Some just extra resources to make some extra civilian bird arrows. I'm gonna have to hunt another Hydra if I want more Hydra arrows. After all, the things can be hard to come by. Especially since you have to cut off the head and burn the neck closed in order to kill the thing. However, if you allowed the heads to multiply enough, it does make the battle harder. However, It's easier to get fangs for things like the arrows itself. However, I'm only limited on my supply. I need to get more for more arrows in the future. However, I'm just gonna need to bring that with me in case I run out of the stash I have on me for battle purposes. Then we have my dragon steel gear, just for the rare occurrence that I need something heavy and protecting in a battle. We have some of my utilities, smokes, poisons, whatever does the job to weaken a target. If the target is armored heavily enough, all it takes is a little poison from a drop dead. And then we have my battle mage gear, just for a little assurance against any dragon relics being used against me. I suppose it would also be useful against a rare case such as frost. It's honestly sad to leave this place considering how this place has housed me since the fall. It will be missed, that's for sure. However, I need to move to guarantee my own safety. Such a thing as war. You have to make sacrifices and adapt to situations. This is no different. I suppose I'll just have to set up my tent near the Dragonlands. Probably within that clearing would work. And then I'll be able to estimate the next best move from there. However, first I have to focus on just getting that tent sorted, have a living situation. Alrighty, just put the stool there, and we hang up my banner, and I feel like that's going to be the living situation for a bit. Let's go and place crates of my gear down. Probably just stack them up here on this hill. That's probably for best, just so I can access them. I'm gonna have to break open the crates to do so, but it's just easier to have them there and ready. I'll leave the crates sealed for now, just because end of the day I don't need the gear as of right now, and I'd rather have it sealed than out in the open ready to be stolen. Not that I expect Frost to steal it, but I haven't met this sister of hers yet. I don't know what to expect from her. I don't know what she's like or anything. However, I do see some pretty nice lava over there. I have two disgusting banners, and I would kind of like to go burn these disgusting banners within the lava. After all, that does seem as fitting end to these. They deserve to burn. I assume this is where Frost's sister lives. Slightly curious how she came to have residence within a volcano. I wonder if Frost has an affinity for ice, and if her sister lives in a volcano, does she have an affinity for fire? That is a curious idea indeed. I suppose that is for future me to find out, as I don't think I can meet this sister of Frost until Frost introduces me, lest I risk getting attacked. the grave massive key, the key to all places dread. I am just gonna keep this on me for now. I don't like the idea of having it within a tent for any person to take. However, this is an interesting place of residence. I still can't get over the fact that there's flowing lava coming out of a volcano. And Frost's sister decided that's the best place to live. How does she have the confirmation that the lava won't just burn through her roof and burn her alive in her sleep? Or is she just able to swim in this stuff? I mean, it truly is a funny ideal. Hmm. It seems they have a mirror mix here. Something I've hunted in the past. Well, hopefully that doesn't come up in a conversation. uh, I mean, it's a known thing that us Noctua and the Dread were hunters. However, I don't know if Ross would appreciate the creative of essentially dragon relics for other creatures that I have in my possession. Hmm. Seems they are housing some pretty large dragons, so I can feel their effects on myself of their ability to weaken enemy armies. Sadly, it does pertain to allies who aren't directly connected to them, but luckily, us Dread have things to counteract that effect if we need to in a fight. But it still is a nuisance to us all of the same. Oh, yep, I can tell this is definitely a dragon area. Having your riches in bold display. Talk about dragon sense of greed, Frost. Just wanting your riches. Honestly, is very amusing to deal with dragon speeds. Why do you just put your riches on display for all the thing? It is very funny for us non-dragons, though, that I have to say. I don't want to explore too much because I don't want to step on Frost's toes by going where I shouldn't. However, all the places that are in the open should be open game. What is through the tunnel over here? Yes, I'm curious. Hmm, let's see. Is that fire? Why is there... Well, that's also a massive cloud that it looks like there's something on top of. I don't think I have the ability to check that. Perhaps I can research a way to get up there. For now, I can't really do much. I don't have anything to aid me in flight. Perhaps it'd be useful to look into possibly making a wyvern become my partner in crime. After all, a wyvern is able to fly. Hmm. Is it some sort of temple? It does look like a dragon skull from what I can see. That's interesting. It looks like they have their armory here. Oh. That is a fire dragon, ice dragon forge. Now, the fire dragon, I could care less about. The Ice Dragon Forge, the dread part of me calls out to. After all, that is where we are connected to, more or less. We always used the abilities of the Ice Dragons more. We were always closer to Ice Dragons than we were Fire Dragons. We had the Ice Dragon Forges. And we just had a better relation with them after all. We are attuned to Isis Dread. Hmm. Oh. I suppose this was one of the other dragons of old that Aether's told me stories about. It's a shame if. It's a shame. Guess this was Rosie and her sister's mother, too. Or, well, mother figure. As last time I checked, dragon hearts aren't actually born from dragons, but I suppose this dragon had similar importance to them that Aether had to me, in a way. May you rest easy. I can't really say much more than that, but may you rest and be away from this war-driven reality. And that is an ice dragon covered in armor. Don't take a bite out of me. I see that mouth moving. Don't even try it. I'm just here looking around. No threat. You can probably smell it, can't you? The ancient dread is probably here connected to my scent, especially with how the voices take over once in a while. After all, the ice dragons always did have a better affinity with dread. Seems the kingdoms got to you, didn't they? Considering you're covered in dragon steel armor. Yeah, there. Sadly, I can't understand you if you're trying to say anything, but you'll just have to make do with the little commentary that we did have. And more riches. uh, all the riches lying around is actually really amusing at this point. And then the just dragon scales laying around here. Oh boy. The kingdoms would love to have access to this many riches and scales. It's honestly kind of impressive. And here I've thought myself well off. I'm walking around and I just see casual riches embedded into a wall of frost caves. Now, if I had a better guess based off how that one dragon was in a pile of silver, that might be more dragon than stone there. However, I don't know what type of dragons, and I don't really want to risk it. Ice dragons, I can have more of a risk with, because especially younger ones, it's easier to not get in the bad side of due to the dread parts in myself, especially with the more it takes over, the more it seems to be embedding itself within my very being. seems that the books I read was correct, though. Dread do work with, or well, had close ties with the Ice Dragons. Now, this is going to be a big risk here in case the big dragons are right there doing anything. They are a lot less predictable, I'd say. But what is here? Oh. Well, this is sad, isn't it? Graves to those lost for more. A shame. I killed them. F McDonald's. Died at the hands of Dragon Hunters. Died of a broken wing. That's a shame. It's poor dragons. Passed on. This one had to be young too, if that's what did it. Probably couldn't feed. Devastating end for a dragon. Pride destroyed. Just left to starvation. Serfs died at the claws of an enslaved dragon. Forcing dragons to fight each other. And then Fang, killed by a human trap, died before being rescued. And then dragon weapons. This is why the kingdoms deserve all that's coming to them. They slaughtered the rest of Noctua. They slaughtered innocent beings such as these. My cold heart does go out to them. However, I must continue my fight. I vow here and now I won't let the humans get away with any of their crimes. Even if it does take time. The dread, the hunters, the judge, the jury, and the executioners. They will rise again. We will rise again. And we will hunt. Oh, hunt, we will. Well then, that was a episode of DLL. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. This is Vortex signing out. Peace.